WXCO 98.9, Wausau's real news and great conversation. Here's your Daily News Roundup.
For WXCO News, I'm Isabella Nieto. A provision in the funding bill that reopened the federal government could change the U.S. hemp industry. The provision closes a loophole created in 2018 that allows for the development and sale of hemp-derived products. Amy and Paul Janzer are co-founders of Forward Beverage Company in Wausau. They sell non-alcoholic beverages and what they call social seltzers, which contain hemp-derived CBD and THC. Paul says the ban would change what they're able to sell.
There was language put into that bill that made the legal limit of THC from hemp 0.4 milligrams, which would effectively ban 95% of the products in the hemp market right now.
Over 50% of Forward Beverage Company's sales are their THC drinks, Amy said. She said if the ban takes effect, they would have to find other ingredients for their drinks.
Another plan that we have for our business, because we're a non-alc company, is to lean into other types of plants and adaptogens to create functional beverages.
Wisconsin Republican Senator Patrick Testin of Stevens Point has introduced legislation aimed at keeping the hemp industry open in Wisconsin. He spoke with Civic Media's Melissa Kay.
We want to provide some framework and a pathway for this industry to continue to operate and grow here in the state, despite some of the setbacks that we've had at the federal level.
Testin's proposal provides guidelines for growing and selling hemp and would regulate how much THC can be included in consumable THC products.
The legislation that we've put forth seeks to implement some of those basic guardrails and ensure that these products aren't falling in the hands of kids and others.
If Congress doesn't pass new legislation keeping the industry open, the hemp ban will take effect next September. A candidate for Wisconsin's 7th Congressional District stopped by Civic Media Studios in Hayward last week. Maddie Schaefer has more.
Former Wisconsin state legislator Fred Clark is running for Wisconsin's 7th Congressional District. He's running to replace Tom Tiffany, who's running for Wisconsin governor. Clark has lived and worked in Wisconsin for 35 years, working as a forester and a land manager. He represented Sauk and Marquette County in the state assembly for 3 terms. He recently moved to the North Woods. Clark says that he made the decision to run for Congress after watching the effects of the current administration's policies.
Overall, I think Congress is not doing its job, and I made a decision that I think I can do better than what we're experiencing right now, and people deserve better. So we launched this campaign October 1st, and over the course of the next year, I'll be introducing myself to people all throughout 26 counties of the 7th Congressional District.
The Forestry Revitalization Act, which is a proposal in the state capitol right now to fund an aviation biogas facility using pulpwood in the Hayward area, is one topic of interest for the Hayward community. Clark says the project is an important opportunity to have a strong forest products industry.
And our pulp and paper industry, which has always been the sort of pillar of the Wisconsin forest economy, well, that's been declining. Fewer people are using paper anymore. So we need to find other uses for our wood products, and the sustainable aviation fuel is a really important opportunity.
While Clark supports the project, he's critical of the state's plan to offer the $150 million grant. He says he would prefer to see it structured as a tax credit that can be earned. If Clark advances from the Democratic primary in August, he would go on to face Republican Jesse Eben in the general election November 3rd, 2026.
Average gas prices fell 4.2 cents over the last week for an average of $2.73 across the state. This is 9.8 cents per gallon lower than a month ago and 12 cents lower than this time last year. Officials at Gas Buddies say the Great Lakes region could see prices continue to decline at the pump as refinery maintenance is wrapping up. The broader outlook is also promising, with oil prices dipping below $60 per barrel. Prices could decline further in many states in the weeks ahead as we head into the holidays. If you bought a frozen turkey to make this year, now is the time to put it in the refrigerator to start thawing. It will need several days to thaw to cooking temperature. The safest way to thaw your bird is to place it in the fridge, or the USDA says you can thaw it in the microwave. Cooks should start roasting the turkey immediately after thawing. The USDA says to never thaw a turkey on the counter, in the garage, or on the back porch. Don't thaw in a brown paper grocery bag or plastic garbage bag, and never use the dishwasher with or without water to thaw the turkey. If the turkey is still frozen solid come Thanksgiving morning, you can still roast it, but it will take about 50% longer for the turkey to reach a safe temperature of 165 degrees. The Wausau Police Department announced earlier this year that they are now charging to let you back into your car if you lock yourself out. They will invoice you $40 after responding to a call for a lockout to their non-emergency number. However, no fee will be charged if children or pets are locked inside. The deputy chief of police told WSAW they've averaged around 600 lockout calls in years past, and it became labor-intensive for officers to respond to them. I'm Isabella Nieto for WXCO News.
The Packers prepare for the Lions. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with Sports. NFL, the Packers head to Detroit to face the Lions on Thanksgiving. Kickoff at Ford Field at noon Thursday. We learned that quarterback Jordan Love is dealing with a separated left shoulder, an AC joint sprain he suffered last week against the Giants. Is that why he was only handing off the ball with his right hand against the Vikings?
Yeah, exactly. Didn't affect me too much. Took a couple hits on it, but was fine for the most part. And, yeah.
NBA, the Bucks losing at home last night to Portland, 115-103. It's their fifth loss in a row. They play the Heat in Miami tomorrow night. And the Wisconsin Badgers, Mimi Collier, on being the number one pick overall in the Major League Professional Volleyball Draft.
It was so much fun. We're having a little watch party in the locker room right now. The whole staff is there. Some of the girls are there. And it's so nice just being surrounded by people that I love and experiencing a moment like this. And it's something I'll never forget.
That's Wisconsin's Mimi Collier. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
We have some big changes coming as we head through the next couple of days. Rain, fog today, our high 46 tonight. Rain will eventually change to snow late tonight with a low of 29. Snow tomorrow, maybe an inch of accumulation, and very windy with blowing snow, high tomorrow, 33. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable.
That's your Wausau News Roundup from WXCO. Find more news anytime at WXCO.FM. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts.